to show you how I make my southern style cabbage. So I didn't get to show you how I like to cut my cabbage, but I saved 2 whole pieces of how I like to do it, because if you do it too thin, then it just becomes stringy and I choke on it easy. So I need to cut it in about this thick of a slice, so like good squares like this. So I'm going to show you on this one. So this is a good wedge, and this is how I like to cut my cabbage for caldo too, in different soups. So let's see this. I just do it in 3s right here. Just have a big lemon I like to put in. Let me show you the ingredients I use. So I just do 1 head of cabbage, the reduced sodium broth, and I'll show you how much I put in it as it's cooking. This is my favorite bacon I like to use, is Farmland. I used to like Bar S, but I have to get the less sodium, and I feel like this one is not too salty and it has the good amount of ratio of fat to meat. So I'll show you how much I use of that, and then I'm going to use a little bit of onion just for flavor. Let me get this big. So this is like a half of the cabbage, and then I just cut it into 3 long ways, and then I'm going to cut it into 3s this way. Seems like a lot, but it's gonna wilt down a lot. Sweet onion or a brown onion. Put it in a plastic freezer bag. Right now in the oven I have ribs cooking. So I like to eat southern style cabbage or southern style green beans with ribs or barbecue chicken, anything barbecue, so that it's something that's sweet, smoky. So I'm just gonna cut about half. This is like a good size medium, like a good size of an apple, and I'm gonna put that in half. So I'm only gonna use half. I'll put that in the freezer bag in a minute. I have a little bag here for my trash. That way I could just throw it all in and not worry about it. Okay. Now, this I'm gonna cut thin and long ways. Put this in another bowl. And I'm gonna cook this with the onion and the garlic, minced garlic on its own. The bacon, this is how I do it. I just basically cut it in half and then store the rest in the freezer. This bacon out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically it's 6 slices if you think about it, because they're halves. So if you wanted to do whole bacon, you could just do 6 slices. I'm gonna cut it up in about this size. Show you. Like that. Almost like kind of like in strips or chunks, like the cabbage. You can even cut it smaller if you want, but it's going to shrink up some, and the fat is going to render. So, look at me using big words. And I kind of like just to take it apart because I don't like it clumped up in the pan. Just okay. I got my olive oil heating up. Let me put it to medium heat because I don't want to burn my garlic. And we're gonna throw our onion in here. Since they're so thinly sliced, they'll cook fast. Not gonna add my garlic just yet. I am gonna add my bacon. And this is when I like to season my bacon. I season like anytime I add something, I season it up just a little bit more. I like a good restaurant style pepper because it's more coarse. I do about that much. You guys seen how many shades? That's what I call for. A little bit of thyme, and I like to add my eggs. And add a little bit of coarse salt. Because the bacon is so has a lot of salt, I'm constantly testing it. And then if you want a little kick to it, you can add a little bit of cayenne. Like that, just that much. My fingers don't mess up. When it gets to this, like where the bacon's halfway done, that's when I'll add my garlic. So I need a little bit of time. And then I will add a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder. If I added cayenne, I won't add pepper flakes. It's very simple and easy. If you don't want to do bacon, you can do smoked turkey wings and that are already cooked up before, and just shred the meat and use that. Smoked turkey wings. Now I'm going to do a teaspoon of minced garlic. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit because I don't want the garlic to the bacon's looking a little toasty. Yeah. That has a little crispiness on the edges. Now I'm going to add my cabbage. And try to break it apart. the top of it. And then when you mix it, to put some of the bacon and stuff. You want that bacon flavor to be out. These are like the harder pieces of the cabbage. I like them personally because I don't like my cabbage too wet. I'm going to mix it again, and then I'm going to add my chicken broth. Add my garlic. Onion powder, you know, have onion in there. And maybe a little bit more pepper. Not too much. I just like to coat. I don't want to drown my cabbage. I just want the bottom to get coated. I try to get the bigger, chunkier pieces at the bottom. And then a little bit more. A little bit more. Cover it and put a timer for, let me do 5.5 minutes, and then we'll stir it again. Let's check what's going on. See how much it's wilting. I'm gonna lower it to about a 2. I would say it's about 90% done. What you want. Now I'm going to taste it and see if it needs any seasoning. See how it's falling apart from the other chunks. Try to get out the bacon. Dip it in the juice. Need more garlic powder. I think it needs a little bit more cayenne. Just a little bit. And this time I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika to bring out the bacon. Some more onion powder. And a little bit of more salt. Once I mix it, I'm going to shut it off and then just close the lid. Check it again before I turn it off. Wow. Bomb.com. That's it, guys.